All right, go.
All right. Well, this is my piece. Over the last couple of days, we've been working with the concept of identity, and this explains a lot about me. If you look at it, like a kid there with all these different accoutrements on him there. I've got my Captain Kirk shirt, my Indiana Jones satchel, my Spider-Man dart launcher on my wrist, my Broncos hat, my Superman cape out of the blanket. It explains that I'm still a very big kid at heart when it comes right down to it, and I just kind of look at the world through those eyes quite a bit still. It's a big part of who I am. And comics have always been a big part of my life, so I kind of went that direction with it. I was thinking of using the metal clay and some other things, but I just couldn't get my idea across the way I wanted if I did it with something else, so I stuck with kind of what I know this time around. I'm familiar with a lot of the materials, like the markers, pencils, and stuff that I used before, but I've always kind of had a fascination with, I don't know if anyone is overly familiar, I'm sure you are, but with Calvin and Hobbes.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, very much so.
The covers for like the collections. It does a lot of like kind of what I do here, like the inking, but then using watercolors for the backgrounds to color it up instead of say markers or Prismacolor markers or doing it on computers and whatnot anymore. And it's something I've enjoyed, but I just haven't done a lot of it. And I kind of saw them there and saw this as the opportunity to use the watercolors to color them up in a way that I might typically try with markers. And I felt it came out rather successful. I think I need a little more practice on some things. And as I came through some better ideas on how to do the background stuff, I kind of wanted that kind of model look that you get with watercolors, but was going for something a little bit different too. But I don't mind the way that it turned out. It was nothing really that kind of got in the way. We talked earlier about just kind of persevering and stuff, and there was a few little things where I got bumped or I stuck my hand in something wet and wound up putting red paint somewhere else, and I wound up just either putting a bigger frame around things or something, and whatever. It just worked out really cool. Just never really got frustrated like, oh darn, it's just messed up. I just figured a different way to make it look neat and just take care of those little spots and whatnot here and there.
So the black was marker, but all the color was from watercolor?
I had originally gone over a lot of the black, like around the name, which is Los. Everyone calls me Los, so that's how I decided to title my number one issue here. But it was originally just some permanent marker, but I didn't like the way it looked with the streaks and whatnot, and so I just kind of got it as dark as I could with the marker, and then went over it with the black paint, as I did with the edges and stuff.
Oh, okay.
In the frame, but a lot of like around the character and whatnot is just black markers.
So it's permanent marker. So when you use the water, it didn't. It didn't like reactivate
Yeah,
it.
it didn't run at all. No, just let it dry for a few minutes and paint right over it. As long as you don't sit there and just keep going over and over and over.
Yeah, yeah. What is this and that's connected to his wrist and then into his
That's
hand?
a little Spider-Man like rubber dart launcher thing that I got out of comic books like years ago. I still have it.
Yeah,
it's got
it looks familiar.
The little finger things, and you can launch your little darts against the windows or wherever. And I got that when I was probably about 6 or 7. Still got it. Still works. Doesn't fit quite as well anymore, but
yeah.
But yeah, that's the big idea. It's some of the things that I thought about and went through as I made this. We always kind of get these projects maybe where you got to think about who you are and stuff and whatnot, and we kind of go through the motions to do them. But for some reason, this one really just stuck with me, and I enjoyed the heck out of it making it.
Yeah, great.